You're looking to buy your first buy-to-let property. Stick around to the end of this video to learn everything you need to know on how to obtain your first buy-to-let mortgage. Hello, my name's Adam and welcome to my channel, The Property Playbook, where we discuss all things property investment. Today we're going to go through how to obtain your first buy-to-let mortgage. First thing is the deposit. So most UK lenders, buy-to-let lenders, expect a minimum deposit of around 25%. Some a little less, some a little more. But the ballpark figure would be about 25%. So, for example, if you were purchasing a property of £100,000, you would need to find £25,000 deposit. The next thing would be personal income. Again, many UK lenders expect the borrower to have a personal income of between £18,000 and £25,000. Some lenders waive the expectation of a minimum income if you already own 2 properties for more than a year. You are then considered an experienced landlord, so the minimum personal income does not apply. Your home ownership status will also be taken into consideration. There are UK lenders that will lend to people who do not own residential property already. However, the interest rate and fees will be considerably higher. Another thing that the lender will take into consideration is your credit score. Now, there are many ways that you can check this yourself for free, and don't be disheartened if it's not as high as you would like. There are lenders out there with criteria that serve everybody. When considering a buy-to-let mortgage, it is important to take the expert advice of a mortgage broker. If you approach a high street lender, they will only give you their products that they have available. They will not search the entire market like you can expect from a broker. A very important fact to consider when looking at properties is that the lender will look to see how much the rental coverage is to see whether it is enough to service the mortgage. Lenders expect to see the rental coverage of around 125 to 130% of the mortgage payment. So if you're thinking about purchasing your first buy-to-let property and looking for a mortgage, here's a quick timeline of the things you should expect and what you should be doing. So you need to contact a trusted broker in the first instance. Now, they will ask you a number of questions and then they will go away, usually for around 48 hours, whilst they search the market for the best deal available for your circumstances. Once the broker has completed their search, they will get back to you with your options. Once you have selected your options, a full mortgage application can be performed. Once the application is submitted and initial underwriting has been performed, the case will go to legals. Now, a quick tip here with regards to solicitors. Please ensure that the solicitor that you are using is on the lender's panel. I have been caught out personally with this one before for using a solicitor that wasn't approved by my lender. It slowed down the process, so just double check with your broker first that the solicitor you are using is approved by your lender. Once initial underwriting has taken place and legals are in progress, the lender will instruct a surveyor to visit the property to make sure it is adequate security for their loan. Once a satisfactory survey has been completed with a satisfactory valuation, the lender will then move to mortgage offer stage, which is where they send you a legally binding offer of how much they will lend you and on what terms. At that stage, you can then move to exchange of contracts. Now, I hope that's helped answer some of your questions about buy-to-let properties. If you're thinking of taking the first step on property investment and you want some free, no obligation advice, comment advice in the comments below and we'll be in touch.